Hey, this is going to be my last recording of a tutorial for version 2. This is the end, people, because it doesn't make sense. At the point where this is coming out, it's like a month and a half, 2 months until we have version 3 in hand. So this is it. But it was requested, and I will do it because a fair few of you have asked me to do this. This is about handling of the templates for version 2. Now, I've set up a little board here on my table, and I'll show it to you. Right. Let's hope you can see it all. Right. You can. Brilliant. So, here we have a bunch of the Soviets from the Danish library, Boldashen library. These were painted by Simon Brecken and donated to us. Thank you so much, Simon. And so we have a unit of naval infantry here, and we have a truck, which potentially they've just unloaded from the truck. Behind the truck, we have an officer standing here. We have a building over here, and we have a medium mortar here. Okay, so what happens when an HE unit shoots at this clump of units here? Well, if I am shooting at the infantry, then if I'm shooting an HE shell, I have to place the template so that I catch the maximum amount of people. Now, if it's the what's that? The 3-inch one, right? Then I think I can potentially catch 1, 2, and you have to be on top of it. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can, but you have to like stand on top here and see what can I see inside the circle. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes. So that would be quite a lot of people that would be hit, and if they don't go down, then potentially 5 of them would die. Now, I don't need to remove the guys in here, although it might be a good idea for me to have them die. So the player who owns the unit can, of course, pick whoever they want and remove those models. Quite often, I take the models that are actually clumped up too much, so that I end up spreading out the unit a little bit more. So that would be 5 guys removed. Then they would take a bunch of pins, 6 pins. Ouch! This unit is not doing anything. Lucky the officer is next to him, right? That would be a hit with an HE shell on an infantry unit. Now, stuff happens a little bit differently if we are shooting at vehicles. So, the vehicle, you have to place the template in the center of the vehicle. Now, this becomes very important because some of the other infantry, some of the other units here, is pretty close to that vehicle. And if I could push the template a little bit, I might catch some of those units. But I can't. It has to be in the center. Now, let's imagine for a second that our officer is still 1 inch from the vehicle here. All of a sudden, don't know if you can see that, but if he was standing next to the vehicle in the center here, he would be in the template zone. He would be hit as well, which would be really bad. So the vehicle would be hit. On a 1, that would just give it pins. The vehicle survives because I don't penetrate the vehicle. And the officer gets a 2 with a plus, however much that is. He is very likely dead now. So you are able to catch 2 units with a template like this. Now, there may be other situations. Let's imagine for a second that this unit was placed here by someone who, I don't know, they had a weird idea about placing their unit. So let's imagine they placed the unit like this. This is the infantry setup, right? Now, if I'm shooting at the vehicle, I'm very likely to be able to catch just 1 or 2 guys of that unit. But even better, if I shoot at the infantry, I just have to catch as many people as I can, which would be here, and the vehicle would absolutely be caught by that template. Can you see that? It really would. So I would, if I was shooting here and catching as many people as I could, that would be 6 or 7 dudes plus the vehicle caught in that one template. Which means that it's really important, here at the end of version 2, that you go a little bit further away from your vehicles with your infantry. Because if I set it up like this, the maximum amount of people I could catch, that would still be 6, so still a good bunch of people, but I couldn't catch the vehicle. Okay? Now, same goes for mortars, which is why you should never mount your mortar like this. I need to remount this. Sorry, Simon, it looks beautiful, but I need to remount it. You should never mount, version 2, you should never mount your mortars like this. Because if you're doing that, you can absolutely catch the officer in that blast zone here. Let me just remove that building for a sec so you can better see this. If you can. He is absolutely in the zone, and I've caught all 3 of them. So, because a mortar just counts as infantry, so I don't have to center it. I have to be able to catch everyone, and then I can catch whatever I like from there, right? Same goes for the officer, by the way. If I'm shooting HE at this guy, I'll absolutely be able to catch, because I just need to catch him. So that whole unit will be caught. The vehicle will be caught, and you can see I can basically draw quite a long way away from the officer model. I just need to catch a bit of the of his base, and then catch whatever else I can. If he's here, I'll be able to catch both the vehicle and that unit. Now, I won't be able to kill much of the other units. The vehicle, of course, gets 1 hit no matter what, but I might be able to kill 1 or 2 guys here. The point is, they'll still get pins, because being under the template means they get the same hit as the original target unit. Right, so he would get a single hit, which he survives, and then he would get pins, and then if I had pulled it over here, right, they would get a single hit, which he doesn't survive, he dies, and at the same time they would get pinned, they would get 1 pin. So you can see, like, that 1 hit actually pinned out quite a lot of units. Which is how you use these templates. So, that was placing your templates for when you're shooting at vehicles and when you're shooting at infantry. What happens if you're shooting at a building? Well, building is pretty much like a vehicle. You place it in the center of the building and you see what happens. Remember that buildings with roofs you have to roll to see which floor it explodes on, which is a kind of a drag, but that's just how the rules are right now. So, yeah. Next video, I'm going to record it right after this one, is going to be about multi-rocket launchers and how to place that. See you then. Cheers.